Today I will be doing a tutorial on the app StopMotion Animation Maker Pro. So first of all, go to your App Store. Now this is only available in the iTunes Store, so if you have an Android you will not be able to follow along with this tutorial. So go ahead and search for StopMotion. Please spell it right. Now there's a few apps that do the same thing, but the one that we will focus on today is this one right here, the one with the gorilla. So go ahead and download that. Now it is free, but now with the free app there are some limitations which I'll discuss throughout the video. I already have purchased the app and it comes to $5 something once it's all said and done. So this right here is what your app should look like once you've opened it up. So you can go ahead and click right here and enter in your file name. So we'll just call this tutorial for now. So as you can see, we have this here. By clicking on this one, when we do our video, each picture that we take, we have to tap the screen. So it's manual pictures. Whereas if you click on the clock, what you end up getting with this is it will automatically take your pictures depending on the time interval that you set. Whether it's 1 second, maybe you need a minute depending on what your film is. Also down here is the record and your settings. So go back and click on your hand, because this tutorial we will cover the manual one. The next tutorial we will cover the timed pictures. So go ahead and click on start. Okay, so if you have the free version, then you will see an ad up in the top part where it says images 0. But now this doesn't come out onto your video when you save it to the phone, so that's not something you have to worry about. But right here, this here AF, this is for your autofocus. Now stop motion video is basically just a string of pictures that are put into a video to make an object that doesn't move and make it look like it is moving. So you can go ahead and tap your screen after you have something set up that you're going to film. So for me, I'm going to film this car. So once you tap on your screen, it goes ahead and takes your first image. You can see your images up here in the top. Now as I move my phone, you're able to see that the screen kind of goes blurry. What this is from is an effect called onion skin. So if you go over here to your edit, by tapping on that, you bring up an edit toolbar. So over here, by moving this up and down, it affects your onion skin and the transparency. So what an onion skin is when you take a picture, it'll show you where your previous picture was to, so you can see how far you moved the car, or how far you move your object, or how far you accidentally moved your camera, because that is quite possible too if you don't have a proper bracket. So to continue explaining what's what in the toolbars, from left to right, this right here is the delete button, so you can delete individual pictures. When you're in your edit mode, you can take pictures by touching the camera icon. by tapping on this button right here, your duplicate. It gives you the ability to move your slider right here up and down, and basically in your video, if you need to make duplicates of a picture, instead of taking, let's say, 5 pictures of one particular frame, you can select it once you have more pictures took and change it to duplicate, and then go ahead and touch this button, which would insert those pictures that you took. So to continue on with this video, I'm going to tap the edit button again and just get back to the main screen. So just to explain a little bit more, this here is the X button. This will cancel your movie. This here is to go back to your previous frames, and this right here is to stop the video. So your middle button where it goes back to your previous frame, if you were to make a mistake in your pictures, then you can tap this button and it will go back and delete the one that you had. So I'm going to go ahead now and make my film. Just give me a couple moments. Now, depending on the type of animation you're looking for during your stop motion, you could have small movements or bigger movements. No, depending on, like I said, what you're looking for. Some videos that do stop motion, they have their pictures in a very, let's say, fluid flow, so it doesn't seem like it's jarring. But now some people, when they do a stop motion, they like the skipping in the pictures, and you can tell the choppy movement. So if you want more of a choppy movement, you're obviously going to take more pictures with a bigger displacement from frames. And as I move these pictures, you can see the onion skin, where the car used to be and how far I'm moving it. So I'm just going to speed it up now a little bit and do about 20 pictures, just so we have a sample to work with. Now obviously the more pictures you take, the longer your film will be. I'm just going to do a short one for now. So as you can see, I now have 20 pictures, and this is showing up at the top. So go ahead down here and press the stop button, and then it should ask you, do you wish to stop printing? So when this comes up, go ahead and tap OK. So once that's done, your video will automatically start to play. So up right here in the top left corner, you see a 1. If you tap on that, this number will change, and it'll go to 2, tap it again, and it'll go to 3. Basically what that does is, if your video, for some reason you want it to play twice in a row before it ends, you would tap on that. If you want to play 3 times in a row, you would go ahead and tap that. So down here at the bottom, once again, is your X, which will cancel everything out. This slider right here, this affects your frames per second, and they go anywhere from 1 to 30. So obviously if you have more frames per second, you're going to have a more faster video. Now with this screencast, it's not doing a good job of actually showing what's on my phone, as in for what I'm seeing. But now this is something that you can play around with and see yourself. This tutorial is just basically for you to get an understanding of what this app can do. So right here is obviously your pause. If you click on this button right here, your mic, you're able to add a recording, maybe your own voice, or you have some sound effects you want to do, or maybe you have a song on in your iTunes that you want to add. So this is the button that you would click on right here. The slider up above, what this does, by moving that, your video will start, at a different time. So if you wanted to start your movie, roughly around your 10th picture, where we had 20, you go about halfway, and your video would start from there. Now the only reason why you would have this option is because up here in your top right corner you have 3 options. Now the one on the top right, don't circle an arrow pointing to the right, this here plays your video in a forward motion in the way that you took your pictures. If you go back here and click on this video, not this video, but this icon, it will then take your video and play it in the reverse order. And then you can go ahead and click on the middle button, and what this does is it will play your video forwards and backwards. So like I said, depending on what your goal is and what you're trying to make your let's say your characters do, this could be something that you're interested in. So that's it now for taking the pictures. So go down here now to your bottom right and click on the download button. So that'll take all your pictures now and make it into one video, and your video is good to go. So once again, you have your X button, your play, and your export. So by clicking on your play button, your video will go ahead, play through once. Now I left it on the forwards and backwards, so my car goes in and backs out again. So next you can go ahead and press your export button. Now on my screen you're going to see that you can export it to your photo library, email, Facebook, YouTube, and iTunes. Now these options are only available if you went ahead and bought the app. If you just have the free trial, you're not able to do this. So your only access to your video is through your app. So for a teacher, if you plan on using this in a classroom, this may not be the most practical one that you could use. Now if you go ahead and to buy the app in a bulk way, maybe then you can go ahead and use it in your classroom. But if not, each student and whatever they make on their phones, they're not able to send it to you to go ahead and grade. That is one of the drawbacks from this app. Another drawback, just from the free demo that you get, is that if you go into your options, which was displayed at the very beginning, now for some reason there's a big delay between what my phone is seeing to us being displayed on the screen. There's not much I can do about that. So if you go ahead and tap on the settings, as you can see right here, the size is in 320. With the free one, this is the only option you have, but because I went and bought mine, I have the option to save in 640 or HD. But you kind of got to deal with that depending on what you're looking for. So that's it for my video. Thank you for listening, and in the bottom there should be a link to another page that would show you how to go ahead and create a stop motion video using Windows Movie Maker and taking individual pictures. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye.